Твои дети... Твои дети ждут тебя. Твою мудрость, твою силу, твой свет.
What you want is here, Stalker. Come.
Твоя цель здесь. Иди ко мне.
Your path ends here. Come to me.
Твой путь завершается. Иди ко мне.
Test, is this working? Good. Right. While everyone else in the zone is doing something human, the mutants escorting scientists, running guns, chasing rumors, fighting for territory, the Monolith are different. They do not trade. They do not negotiate. They don't take contracts. They guard. That's it. The Monolith are a hostile faction that occupies the center of the zone, especially around the CNPP and Pripyat. And unlike duty or freedom, they're not driven by ideology or politics. They're driven by, well, belief. They worship something called the Monolith, what most stalkers refer to as the Wish Granter, a glowing structure inside the Chernobyl nuclear power plant that's rumored to grant anyone their deepest desire. They kill anyone who tries to reach it. They do not intimidate. No, they do not warn. They kill. But here's what makes them unsettling. Most of them weren't always Monolith. They were stalkers. Just regular people who pushed too far north. Because between the rest of the zone and the center, there used to be something standing in the way till famous Stalker disabled it. The Brain Scorcher. Well, the Brain Scorcher is not an anomaly. It's a device. A massive psi emitter installed in the Red Forest, designed to project powerful psychic missions across the northern zone. If you got too close without protection, it did not just hurt you. It destroyed your higher cognitive functions. Some stalkers just died. Others come back different. They came back loyal. That loyalty was not philosophical. It wasn't a change of heart. It was conditioning. The Brain Scorcher acted as a filter. Anyone strong enough to survive the emission was mentally restructured, stripped of independent will and redirected toward a single purpose. Protect the center of the zone. Protect the Monolith. That's why Monolith fighters act the way they do. They don't retreat. They don't surrender. They'll keep fighting after they're wounded, after they're out of ammo, even to the point of suicide if capture is inevitable, because self-preservation isn't the priority anymore. The mission is. And then there's the statue, yes. If you've played the games, you've seen it. A pile of scrap metal arranged into a humanoid shape, often built around what's basically a radar antenna. Monolith soldiers kneel in front of it. They sway, they nod, they enter a trance. It looks religious, but it's
We thank
functional.
you, O Monolith, for revealing
The structures
cunning
act
plans of your
as
enemies to us.
communication nodes,
May your
a
light
way for
shine
Monolith
down on the souls of the brave soldiers who gave their lives in service to your will. Onward, warriors of the Monolith, avenge your fallen brothers, blessed as they are in their eternal union with the Monolith. Bring death to those who've spurned the holy power of the Monolith, O Monolith. We do not hear you. Why have you left us, O Monolith? We await your orders, O Monolith. We thank you, O Monolith.
Troops to connect to something bigger. Because behind the Monolith faction is something else. The sea consciousness. At the heart of the zone, there is sea consciousness, not a god, not some aliens, a collective of scientists. Before the zone existed, they were part of a secret project attempting to influence the noosphere, the sphere of human thought and consciousness surrounding the planet. Their goal was radical. They believed human conflict, violence, and suffering originated in flawed individual consciousness. So they tried to unify it. They merged their minds into a single networked intelligence, the sea consciousness, hoping to subtly guide humanity toward peace by correcting those flaws at the source. But something went wrong. The experiment triggered the first emission. The zone was created. And instead of shutting it down, sea consciousness adapted. They built layers of protection around themselves. The Wish Granter was a projection, a lure. The Brain Scorcher was a barrier, and the Monolith were the guardians. They weren't just believers protecting a miracle. They were a security system protecting an experiment. And that's what changes everything, yes? Because the Monolith don't worship a real god. They worship a narrative designed to keep intruders away from the truth. The Wish Granter doesn't grant wishes in the way people think. But it shows you something, reflects your desire, and ultimately leads you to one of several false endings. It's misdirection. So when you fight the Monolith in Pripyat or at the CNPP, you're not fighting zealots in the traditional sense. You're fighting the last line of defense of a failed utopian project. A collective intelligence that tried to fix humanity by overriding it. And the Monolith are what's left of that attempt. Former individuals turned into extensions of a centralized will. Now the rest of the zone is chaotic, unpredictable, and almost organic. The Monolith are structured, purpose-built, engineered, and maybe that's why they feel so unsettling. Because they're not just another faction competing for territory. They're proof that in the zone, belief can be manufactured, and that the most dangerous thing at the center of it all isn't radiation. It's the idea that someone tried to control human consciousness and is still defending that decision to this day. Test, is this working? Good.